$5 to get in, and he didn't know me from Adam. I didn't have $1 on me, and he overheard me. He handed me $100. He was like, "Here you go." And ever since then, yeah, we've been hanging out. I think it was last year.
What a great
So,
story.
yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah.
He would give you the shirt off his back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
We've known him for a little while.
Yeah.
Our families go way back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always. The entire world. You'll find the last minute is the longest minute in the entire world. By far. Seriously. All right, it's 7 o'clock, meeting's called to order. We can all rise for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Johnny, whenever you're ready.
Karen Titus.
Here.
Rob Parrish.
Here.
Mike Regala.
Here.
Tim Parrish.
Here.
Lita Drain.
Here. Number 4, public comments related to agenda items. You gotta wait, Pete.
That's us?
No, you gotta wait. Sorry. Number 5, review and approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting dated Thursday, August 8th, 2024. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Comments, discussions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 6, township warrants for approval for payment in the amount of $25,746.04. Motion to approve?
I mean, motion.
Second.
Karen and Tim?
Karen and Tim. Comments, discussion, questions? Nothing. Seeing none, roll call when you're ready, please.
Tim Parrish.
Yes.
Rob Parrish.
Yes.
Mike Regala.
Yes.
Karen Titus.
Yes.
Lita Drain.
Yes, motion carries. Number 7, road district warrants for approval from November and December of 23, June and August of 24, for payment on September 12th, 2024. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Comments, discussions?
I would like to pull out Saw's Lawn Care.
That's
13.
not in it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
These are the old ones.
Oh.
These are the ones from, I'm sorry, you're on
The older
7.
ones.
I'm on number 7.
I'm sorry. You're on discussion, I'm sorry, right?
We're on discussion.
All right, before we make a vote on this, I would like to read a short comment here that I would like posted in the minutes after we make this vote, so everybody has a full understanding. It says right here, this note shall be included in the meeting minutes if there is a board vote on Nunda Township Road District park expenses as referenced at earlier meetings to approve road district warrants for the Fritzke Family Park. Township Attorney Scott Puma was asked on November 16th of 2023 meeting by trustee Rob Parrish, by state statute, is the road district able to own, build, or maintain a park in the state of Illinois? Mr. Puma's direct answer was no. So approving expenditures for the park purchased, built, and maintained by the Nunda Township Road District is a direct violation of state Illinois Township Code. And it can, if it's approved, it can be deemed a misuse of funds. So I'd like to put in minutes.
I
before
was
this
gonna
vote.
say, you read that way too fast.
I know. I have
So
more.
that's from Scott? Or what was
That's
it?
from me. I wanted it included because that was his answer the first time this came before all of us. When I
Okay.
said, is he allowed to? And he said no.
That's right.
So that's all it is. It references the 16th. Absolutely. I got one for everybody.
Okay. Okay, so I have a question about that.
I mean,
So,
you're not supposed to do it.
right, but he already paid the bills, all of them on a credit card.
Tell him to have a cakewalk.
So like technically the vendors are paid, it's the only thing that's not paid now is a credit card.
I think so. Right. But he also continued to purchase after the first time we said, stop doing it, don't do it, we're not gonna pay for it. He continued on and buying more things, the signs, the grills, that monster sign that looks like the one in Steuben Woods.
But did we ever really get an answer on, like, because it was written into a real estate contract? Like,
There's no state statute that says that a road district can operate a park. There is a provision that says that the township can, but there's no parallel provision for a state road district.
so technically by voting then to, if I vote, say I vote yes to approve this credit card bill, I'm not really, that's all I'm paying is a credit card bill. Not,
Yeah, all
Those-
these, all of these are paid.
right. So me approving a credit card bill is not really a misappropriation of funds.
Well, I don't think we can say it was a misappropriation of funds, that the funds, by this board, the money's out the door
Right,
already, right?
right.
The only thing is the credit card,
Or just
And the
incurred
interest.
interest, right?
I presume. I don't have it, I don't.
Yes, it is. There's
I
balance
presume
on
that
one
it's,
side.
if these are credit card bills, I'm sure they're accruing interest.
On the 16th, you drew a line in the sand and said no, and then he continued to spend on the park,
I said that you can't have a park.
right? And he continued on purchasing. You can't just give in and let him keep doing what he wants to do. We don't have that right by statute, or whatever you wanna call it, that he's allowed to do this.
But I think my interpretation though is different. In that since he went ahead and paid the vendors on his own with a credit card, that I don't think that makes the board liable if we go ahead and approve
You're never gonna be liable.
or misuse of funds.
I-
I just don't like the interest.
I appreciate that.
So what is the misuse of funds? By whom and consequences for it? If it's,
That would be the road district. I'm not aware of a statute that would apply, either criminal or civil. The fact, I don't, the road district doesn't have the authority to operate a park. There's no statutory authority for that. The payments to build the park, I don't know why he's continued to do that. I think you put him on a charge card, and that's what you're paying now, or being asked to pay now, as opposed to those vendors. There's no way to get the money back.
Right, that's the problem that I
That's-
see going forward, and it's been that day since the day you told us no.
Yeah.
His continued spending, put it on the credit card, and it's already gone. He's washed his hands and moved on, which isn't right. As trustees, we're not supposed to approve that, because he doesn't have the right to do it.
I don't know how you get the money back.
I understand that, I understand that.
So your credit card company's not gonna charge back. I guess you could give back the grills, but they're not gonna take them back. I didn't know there,
I don't know what the next expenditure's gonna be. I mean, we just bought, what was the sign, $1,100, something like that? That big monster wood sign that he's putting up out there by High Vis. I mean, that was after we said no the first time, and he continued spending on this park. Is there anything in the contract that says it's supposed to have an $1,100 sign in the contract of the sale of the building? I don't think so, I'm just saying. By principle, we're supposed to say no, because he's not supposed to do it. That's why I would prefer that be put in the minutes ahead of the vote, that we all have an understanding that he doesn't have the right to do it and continues to do it.
isn't this part of the investigation though? Won't it be settled through that?
I'm sure it is. I'm not.
I mean, I'm with Karen, I wanna stop the interest charges.
Well, and I mean, I think it'd be different if he didn't pay the vendors on a credit card. You know, then, I mean, then, to me, then,
The vendors are paid.
but the vendors are paid,
Right.
yeah. He just found a way around.
Right, and it continues, I mean, right now, we have a bill before us for $1,580 for lawn maintenance out there, at a park that he's not supposed to own, build, or maintain.
What can we do with the park? I mean, if he's not supposed to,
Lakemore doesn't want it.
no?
He mentioned that, I'll give it to them, and Todd was like, we don't want it, we don't want the liability of it. It's right there on Moraine Hills, people use it to go sneak in there and hunt and come out again.
Okay.
So he's like, we don't want nothing to do, we don't want the liability, we don't want what goes on there. He says,
Is it,
you're not completely familiar with what went on, when he originally put storm drainage plans together. The second revision showed now a park being added on, and the village of Lakemore missed it, didn't see
okay.
it, because the zoning in there is industrial.
Okay.
So it all had to be changed, and then he went back in arrears and did it all.
Okay.
But then this park, the gazebo and the concrete and the grills and the baskets, and I mean, we spent quite a bit of money in there.
Yeah,
And then his sister landscaped it for us.
gotcha, okay, okay.
It's just, it needs to be stopped.
All right, so if Lakemore doesn't want it, what other options are there? I mean, somebody's gonna have to maintain it.
Give
Right.
it conservation.
You give it to Moraine Hills State Park,
Well, what's that?
right? Why should we build it? Why should I take your salt money from your road and build a park and give it away to somebody else? Shouldn't your salt be on your road? Shouldn't your asphalt be on your road? I don't know, let's call the question to vote on it.
Mike, do you have any other questions, since you're thrown in this?
No, cause I mean, I've been kind of brought up to speed, and, you know, I know at least most of the history on it, and yeah, as far as moving forward, I mean, I think it's silly to pay interest, which I'm sure is 28 to 35% every month on a big bill. But I'm just saying, moving forward, what kind of options do we have? Because obviously maintaining it is gonna continue to cost money.
Right, right.
No, and I don't know, you know,
Or not, right, Pete? Is that what you're here for today?
We're in the same boat here.
What is the answer moving forward?
Maintaining it, township road district funds aren't supposed to be used for parks. There's no statute that allows a park.
what about if we approach Marine Hills and see if they wanted to buy it,
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
right? And then-
But I'm not gonna continue paying the bills for things that we're not
Right.
supposed to approve.
Right, no,
I mean, you know them better than the rest of us, maybe you can pull back on the reins a little bit and say, you know what, stop.
I
Until
don't,
we
my,
get an
my
answer.
my brother has a relationship with him, I really don't,
Yeah.
at all.
Right.
So,
But you see why I'm bringing this forth.
I
mean,
see that.
It was, hey, you know what, you're not allowed to do that, and it just kept going.
Right.
It kept compiling.
right,
I mean, we had expenditure last month, and now we have $13.80 now in lawn maintenance.
yeah.
The road district owns a Dixie chopper.
Yeah.
And what's the reason that they don't mow it? They said,
Ask him.
It's paving season.
Yeah, it's paving season. He doesn't mow here or snowplow here either.
really? Oh, well, I think, yeah, there was I think I saw a bill in there for the
Yep,
the lawn mower, which seemed very affordable, but,
Right.
Very.
yeah, very, very. How much? No, it's free.
Hey. Anything else?
I don't
No. When you're ready, John?
Tim Parrish,
No.
Karen Tynes.
I'm voting yes just because of the interest, but, I mean, I think I will also call Mike and have a conversation, like, you need to figure out a resolution for this.
Right.
And make it stop.
Right.
Okay.
Rob Parrish,
No.
Mike Regala.
Yes, under the same pretense that Karen talked about, that we need to stop the interest, but we need to get a solution in a timely manner, so it doesn't, because this is gonna continue to happen every month. It's gonna cost money every month to maintain the park.
Lita Drain,
I'm in the interest category, yes. Motion carries. Number 8, I am going to make a road district warrants. I am going to make a motion to approve $1,197,439.22. That excludes Geske and Sal's. Is that his name, Sal?
Yeah.
SAL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, we're not in discussion yet, but I feel bad for that guy. I mean,
Right.
he's thinks in good faith that he is doing something, a service for the township, but he has no idea that nobody wants to pay for it.
So can I get a motion?
Mo,
I thought you made the motion.
Oh, I made a motion.
okay, so I'll second.
Second. Discussion.
I agree. I mean, why aren't we mowing? We don't know.
Cause it's paving season.
Oh.
Are they really paving out, they're not paving, not every guy that works there is paving every day, are they?
I don't know what the guys do on a daily
There's
basis.
still other areas of Nunda that need to be mowed. I mean, this is probably a conversation we need to have with them.
Mhm.
I'll make it once.
Any other discussion?
On the bank card, 7654, last four digits, there's an American grading for 2360. I just, it was very vague in what it was. I'm just curious what that
It's
was.
what?
American grading?
I think that's the same one I asked you
don't
about.
know.
You left a message for Casey, but he didn't call
I never
back.
told them what it was for.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, he
No.
didn't call back while I was there.
Okay.
It's on the first
I had the
bank.
same question.
Road commissioner hasn't been here since October 22nd, 2022.
Yeah.
So questions for the road district, unfortunately, it has to.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember which
Yeah,
question when I talked to
And I
them.
took the piece of paper with
And
me.
And I knew it was an A, but
Yeah.
I was
About this,
looking
and,
in
you
the
know, I heard
budget
about
list
last
for
meeting, I heard about this
A's.
meeting, and they're all legitimate concerns, obviously, you know, so we'll get it figured out.
Any other discussion?
No, thank you for taking the Geske ones out and solving them.
I'm catching on.
Yeah.
Roll call when you're ready, Joni.
Karen Tinus,
Yes.
Tim Parrish,
Yes.
Mike Regala,
Yes.
Rob Parrish,
Yes.
Rita Drain,
Yes, motion carries. So I'd like to make a second motion to approve Geske in the amount of $132,678.88. If I could get a second.
We're doing Geske then and Sal's one at a time?
Mhm.
Okay. Second.
Any comments, discussions?
Just like I say, every meeting, Scott gives me the free and clear to go ahead. It has nothing to do with our business. I do some business, so public knows, with Geske's, but it has nothing to do with the hot mix that Mike's buys, so their side I will vote yes.
Any other discussion?
Just to revisit it again, some people in the audience know I work for them, so I have nothing to do with what goes on between Mike and the asphalt plants, but I do work for Geske. I have no economic interest in what happens, but I ask for it to be pulled out each meeting, and then I'll abstain from it so that there is nothing funky, right?
Roll call when you're ready, please. Sorry.
Karen Tinus,
Yes.
Rob Parrish,
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, abstain. Scratch that, reverse it. Roll the tape back.
Tim Parrish,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Mike Regala,
Yes.
Rita Drain.
Yes, motion carries. I'd like to make another motion to approve sales in the amount of $1,380. Get a second.
I'll second.
Comments, discussions?
Where is this guy at?
No, no clue.
Wonder Lake,
I feel, again,
I've never heard of them.
it's not right, but I feel bad for the guy,
100%.
Cause just based on his name and what I
His
saw of his
It's
invoice.
a handwritten invoice.
Yeah, he's obviously a single guy doing this, and so,
Right.
I mean, I am gonna vote yes, but I wrote it down that I will call Mike on this, and I'm just gonna ask that he has his guys do it from here on out, so that we can stop this. Until we get an end solution. Cause that's a lot of money if this is a single business owner.
Sure. Yeah, he's definitely not using QuickBooks.
No.
His invoice had a smiley face.
No, he's gonna be able to put a frowny face on
I
it.
know. And he's starting to charge us late charges,
Oh, is he?
right above the smiley face.
Oh.
Any other discussion?
I will vote no for the same reason, and with the understanding that, maybe Mike does come to us and say, you know what, I got a solution, we're gonna do it ourselves. And at that point, if we say that's from going forward, they're gonna maintain it from now on, then I have no problem paying the guy to get him squared. But there's no reason he should take this burden on when Mike tells him to keep mowing. So, but I will vote no.
Anything else? Roll call when you're ready, please.
Carrie Tynus,
Yes.
Tim Parrish,
No.
Mike Regale,
Yes.
Rob Parrish,
No.
Rita Drain,
I'm gonna vote yes for the little guy. Motion carries. Number 9, reports. You wanna talk about the stairs now or no business?
Sure, I'll take it now.
So, I called planning and development, we can't rip out the stairs.
Why?
There's egress restrictions.
Oh,
If it was 2 separate entities, you can rip them out. But it's not, so we can't. And I was kinda sorry I called them, cause then I found out in order to rip them out, you need a permit.
So there's this.
No, just down here.
And that one,
No, just these.
yeah, but you have to have two,
2 what?
means ingress and egress, so this would be one and that would be another.
What would be one?
This one here.
The stairs inside?
inside.
Yeah,
What do they have to do with the outside?
you have to have two means of ingress and egress.
You can walk around.
There's 2 other doors on that
Oh, there
floor.
are? Okay.
Yeah, there's door to the parking lot, and then that's just egress for somebody to get them from the second floor to here.
Yeah, I don't know the
That
egress
doesn't make-
restrictions.
Well, that doesn't make sense now.
Right. Well, that's what we had said, if somebody's up there
Well,
in the
maybe
wrong
they-
spot, they drive around to the bottom and they come to the bottom. But to replace those stairs, I mean, Karen will probably,
11,975
Is that seems cheap.
that's gotta be, right,
$975 to remove and replace.
that's gotta be just the stairs.
Break out,
inside the
remove old
crosswalk.
concrete stairs, replace with new stairs with 4 landings. All new concrete is
Come on,
6
look at
back max, 4,000. I know, I saw it, and I signed it right away, no, I'm joking.
Yeah, well, I would, cause that would, I'm like, that's
Right,
cheap.
that's just the stairs trapped between the concrete walls.
Just ripping out and replacing them all.
Right,
Stairs
but the
from-
walls and the railings
Yes,
stay.
right, they're fine.
Oh, okay,
Right.
okay.
Right. My friend Pete and I were looking at it.
That's really not a bad
We were
price.
wondering if
Wanna
we
look at
couldn't
this?
put Trex over it,
Well,
just over the ride, the treads.
Right,
Trex some,
cause the
Trex some,
outside
Trex
wall is
Well, the part of
stable.
the problem too, and I will talk to, I don't know who else to call,
Right,
is they need, I think they need to be a little wider.
Yeah, but that bill there won't do that.
no,
This is, yeah, just the stairs
Just,
themselves.
yeah.
Just the tracks.
Yes.
Right, and that's what I was saying, if we could figure out a way to put some sleepers on there, little cheater sleepers, and put Trex on there, then the whole stairs become Trex all the way up. And you don't have to worry about the salt or anything else in there. We'd have to ask your contractor buddy that works in the building.
What?
How much is it to replace the treads?
Just the concrete stairs are 11,000,
11,000.
but not the walls.
to rip
Not
out,
the wall, you don't need the walls, just the,
One of the walls will stay.
yes, there you go.
Please prevent
That's how we do
noise.
it, yeah.
What's the amount for that?
Is there more contracts there? 'Cause it sounds like
Not
five.
at this point.
what's our threshold to put it out to public bid? Is it 25,000?
25,000. Yeah.
Well, that's not a bad price, but it's, it probably wasn't budgeted for either.
Hmm?
It's not a bad price, but it probably wasn't budgeted for either.
It's in,
The contingency,
no.
Yeah.
go capital improvements.
Capital improvements. I don't know if you guys want me to pursue additional quotes. With the permit, we do need drawings. I have not called, the only people I know is ALA that would handle that. I don't know.
Can you ask planning and development if we could put a superficial tread on there? Something like Trex. Cause then they could just put them on with tap cons.
Superficial tread, what'd you saw?
Trex, Trex. possibly your contractor that did all the work on the supervisors could do something like that.
I don't think he'll touch that. But I will speak to him.
What do you think, afternoon?
I will,
Is it concrete can crumble with that, guys?
No.
That's good concrete.
You might just get problems with your rise on your first and last stairs then, you know,
Right,
like
you have to do
tree
each
transit.
landing too.
Yeah,
'Cause it
and
goes
maybe
land-
something at the very top,
Right.
yeah.
out of my field.
Yeah, what you do to one stair, you gotta do every landing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's part of the problem, is they were repaired in-house, and it obviously didn't work.
Yeah, they didn't use good epoxy, that's the problem. The one, it seemed like the hole,
Wasn't
they
me.
didn't clean it, sometimes they don't clean it.
Was not me, I can tell you that. So that's, I will continue researching that. I don't know, how long is this proposal good for?
He'll honor it.
I forgot what he
So
said,
it's-
he told me and I don't
So, but
remember.
effect, like, so, well, November first,
I
the
know,
price is going up just because they charge winter service, so,
so we have to decide next month.
yeah, and I mean, that's a good $18 a yard. That
Alright.
they're gonna, 18 to 20 that they'll add.
So I will put it on the agenda to vote next month and hopefully have
He
more
might have
information.
included that,
Winter measures.
yeah.
We're on supervisor's report. The audit is complete. I do not have the final copy yet. When I do, I'll give it to you guys at the next meeting, or if you want it emailed, let me know. They usually send me an email copy. The auditor has asked if, it's not George, it is Joe, which he's been here before. He would come out, but he's got like 50 audits, so he asked me to ask you guys if you want him to come out, which he'd be willing to do. He's just, got a time constraint.
You'll just give us the same report,
It's, yeah, there's no,
paper report.
there's no flags,
Right,
there's no concerns,
yeah, he usually finds me Menards anyway, so,
George.
I'm okay with them not coming, as long, you've seen the preliminary, right?
Yeah. I asked the questions that I had. It's hard with the audit because it's done with, accruals. So it's like some accruals, some cash, and so it's up to you guys, do you want them out or not?
he doesn't need to come, he just submits the report to us.
Yep.
And you don't-
I have
you
10
don't-
copies on the way. And then my third, which I will wait because Pete showed up, but
Sure,
just
came
for a
out.
little bit of history, Pete walked in my office a month ago and said, do something about this park. I'm like, what? No one has brought up the Anita Sherwood Park literally since I've been here.
Yeah.
And Pete was quite shocked by that, and unbeknownst to me, Pete and some of the neighbors have been
All
mowing.
the neighbors, all the neighbors.
All
This
the
is the new
neighbors. Have been mowing the
Thank you.
park. So, we'll wait till public comment to let Pete give us a better scenario of what's going on there and what we wanna do about it. And that's all I have. Joni?
I have nothing.
Rob?
I saw the replacement taxes that were being sent back to the local municipalities, and I'm sure they're gonna be disappointed to see that they're down quite a bit. I mean, they're almost down 50% what they used to be. I mean, Crystal Lake's only getting $8,600 for all those Nunda Township residents that used to contribute 20 to 25,000.
That's a different tax.
Replacement tax, this comes from the road district.
Comes from the state. You're talking about the tax, the
For the
taxes that are on the
permanent curb
levy.
road.
That's not that's not
The
replacement
replacement tax
tax,
is,
it's a personal property tax.
Yeah, that's
It's
the
a corporate
replacement
tax.
for the personal property tax that they abolished in, 80s or 70s.
And change the name.
What road district fund does it come out of?
Nothing, it comes from the state.
Why was it paid for out of the road district then?
It's not, that's a different tax.
It was in that pile.
No. Oh,
The value.
because
That's all.
the checks come to the road district from the state. And we disperse it back to the villages and municipalities,
Who makes the calculation? The state?
the state.
What each municipality gets?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but it comes off the permanent hard road fund, doesn't it? Or the road, I'm sorry, it comes off the road.
It's in and out, it doesn't.
Comes out of the road and bridge fund.
No, it comes in and it goes out. The PHR gets it, road district gets it, town gets it, GA gets it, the municipalities get it. The state sends it to us and we disperse it back. It's not the tax you're thinking of.
I think I need to look into that a little farther then, because I'm pretty sure the changing of the valuations of
No.
the permanent hard road and the road district
That's not
fund
what this
have
is.
cut the amount of money returned to local tax.
That's done
municipalities.
at county level through the levy.
I understand that, and by changing the numbers on our levy through the road district, it changes the amount of money that is returned to the individual municipalities.
I don't think with replacement taxes, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'm pretty sure because he touts that to other municipalities, you guys need to do the shell game to move the monies from permanent hard road, or road and bridge into permanent hard road so that you don't have to give it back.
Yeah, no, this is a completely different thing.
Okay, but it comes out of the road and district. I'm sure it's in that money.
No, it doesn't come out of the road district. We get a check from the state.
This is a state.
No, but what you're saying is,
No.
because
the
you
per-
changed the levy percentages, is that how the state is calculating this
Correct.
check?
That's
The
what I'm
amounts,
saying.
the amounts always look different because, and this is probably my bad, but we don't, it depends on how long, well, I see what you're saying, so what I'm saying isn't gonna matter. But,
I understand the state's calculating it, and that's, you don't control it at that point, but when you levy it at a different evaluation, each fund, it changes how much comes back to you.
I think the two are apples and oranges, but I will do some checking as well.
I don't think so, because Wayne Jett even hammered me on it,
On the replacement taxes,
that he was getting so much less from the road district.
I don't think in the replacement taxes did go down, and if you read, there's been articles, the replacement taxes, and if you look at our line items, skyrocketed for the last 2 years, and I've talked about that at the meetings. There's no way to anticipate what they're gonna be, cause do you know why they went crazy high?
They don't-
And then they've gone back down a little bit, but not all the way down, we're still gonna be over budget on them. And it's got nothing to do with the road district numbers. I believe, I don't know what your opinion is.
I haven't looked at this in years, so I.
The municipalities get their share of
It's a
the road
corporate
district
personal
money.
tax that was renamed. It's got nothing to do with the road district levy. But,
Okay, but changing the
We can all
permanent hard
dig.
road and road and bridge fund,
yeah, I
road and bridge fund percentages are paid back to each municipality, and by changing those numbers, each municipality is getting less money from what they're levied for by the road district.
right, which is, I believe, and again, we could all do our research, but it's two different apples and oranges. But we can check. Anything else?
There's a lot of activity on the legal side of the road district, purchasing properties and easements and vacating right-of-ways and stuff like that, but nothing is descriptive. We don't know what he's doing. I mean, we approved a bill for, I don't know, was it $12,000-13,000 for Mr. Kelly to be doing all this stuff? There's 4 pages of bills of buying and easements, and hopefully it's not more parks.
Tim?
I got some to circle back on, I'll do a new business, I wanna welcome Mike to the board.
Thank you.
I welcome you, I'm 7.5 years in here, and every night there's good and bad,
Yeah,
so
hopefully the good outweighs the bad.
I hear you, but welcome aboard.
Thank you.
You appointee?
Yes, this first meeting. Yeah.
Mike?
I got nothing.
Karen?
This is just what, reports, not new or old business?
Yep.
No, so I mean, I just made a couple notes, and I just wanna tell you guys, I mean, I'm gonna call Mike and follow up on some of these things, see if we can just get an ending to some of this stuff, and not have it keep coming up. I'll let you know if I find anything out.
All right, number 10, any new business? Nothing.
I have some.
Oh,
Okay.
Scott and I had a very quick conversation in the parking lot, 3 meetings ago or so, and, for the record, I've been building a home since, started in January of 2022. It was supposed to be a weekend home where I would go and have fun and see Scott on weekends. I got over there and realized that it was where I wanted to be. So we built a really nice home. We finished it almost in July. Our family is moving. So this will be my last meeting. I have something I'd like to say before all that. I'm gonna give your resignation letter after I have something to say. But, you know, these last 7.5 years have been, I'll just read it. I'll just read it. I apologize, Pete and family, and your families that you have to hear this, but it's very good to have you guys in the audience. We love to see new faces. Love to see people that are active and engaged in township politics. Lita said it to me before the meeting. She wished all these seats were full. I wish that for the last 7.5 years. Unfortunately, it happened maybe twice. So.
Where you moving?
Crystal Lake. So I'll be a resident of Grafton Township for the first time in my life. I lived in Nunda Township from the time I was born. I went away and played college basketball in Kansas. Outside of that, I came right back home to Nunda Township. I own properties in 5 different townships right now, but, you know, unfortunately, Nunda Township I'll be leaving. So, that said, dear members of the board, over the last 7 years of serving on this board, quite a bit has changed. We've changed supervisors due to a death. We saw a couple of appointments of different trustees. Have had many issues in front of us. Some issues have been easier to move forward than others. I applied and ran for this trustee position for one reason. I never needed to be here for my own personal gain or financial reasons. I was only hoping to make a difference. After seeing the change in mindset of our current road commissioner during his first term, it empowered me to step up. Our current road commissioner ran his original campaign on spending less and doing more with less. He was very critical of the former commissioner that held the seat before him for his spending habits and other questionable practices he may have done while holding the position. He ended up winning that election and quickly hired the former commissioner's wife to work in the road district office. And the very man he was critical of was hired to be a consultant for him. That infuriated me, as he campaigned hard for change of what he saw was wasteful spending of taxpayer dollars. After seeing good neighbors leave because they were taxed out of their houses, that also inspired me to serve. Although Nunda represents a very small sample of our tax bill, I thought I could do enough to make a small difference for those people in Nunda and provide some relief on their bills. How quickly after I was elected, I found out how much of a challenge that would be. The biggest portion of the burden on the Nunda tax bill lies in the road district budget. Protected by state statutes, the road district budget is a mountain of cash that is used at its own discretion. The powers that created this problem are well above my head years ago by writing those statutes without any checks or balances. In order for change to happen, everyone around you has to want change. Although my goal and campaign pledge is always to look for ways to save taxpayer money whenever possible and look for areas where wasteful spending may be in question, I've never felt, I wouldn't say never, but a lot of times I felt the rest of the board might not have had the same interest. From day one on the board, I began what I had promised my voters I would do. I would promise what I'd do to my voters I would do, and that never changed. Every meeting I came in with the same mentality, looked at all the bills for the residents of Nunda, looking for relief for them. At times, I feel like some personal relationships or friendships may have gotten in the way of the entire board having the same goal. Now, that said, the abatements we did collectively were our best work. 5 or 6 years ago, when our commissioner still attended the meetings, he told me he had no respect for me due to the questions that I asked. 5 or 6 years later, and seeing the direction he's gone with his road district and his position, I would say I feel the same way about him. Taking Nunda equipment and surplus mulch to his own home for his own benefit was in very poor taste. It made us all look bad. We were on the front page of the paper, going forward as a township. His original campaign promises of doing more with less and saving the taxpayer monies were his biggest broken promises. He should have campaigned of, I will do more with more. For years, his levy hasn't seen any reductions. It's been flat. And then, I hate to be a broken record here, but there's the shell game entered in with shifting money between permanent hard road and the road bridge funds. The disservice that that does to taxpayers who live in Nunda municipalities is sickening. Municipalities pay in, they should get their tax dollars back and be able to say where those tax dollars are used. The two funds have been modified and never been restored, so this practice continues. Then there's his in-house paving company. 2 years ago, I saw the Nunda crew paving up in between Spring Grove and Fox Lake off of Route 12. What benefit does that serve our township? It's not in Nunda Township. What benefit does it serve us? The township was always known for its ditching, trenching, tree trimming, patching, and snow plowing. I'm not sure where that got lost. We also now have the burden to find more work to keep all these specialized machines and expensive machines moving. Enter the intergovernmental agreements. Paving for others, hopefully in our township, and hoping that we break even so we're not out on the burden of paying for other people's paving. The township now is also on the hook for those specialized paving equipment that it never had a use for, that now can only be used 7 to 8 months out of the year. Expensive pavers, rollers, additional trucks, and additional labor. That labor isn't all seasonal, so he's got to find work for them too. Not to mention the additional costs to maintain all the above. An unnecessary burden on our taxpayer created by one person trying to do more with more. Where is that in his original campaign promise? There's some more reasons why I asked the questions I did over the last 7+ years, but my questions always centered around doing the right thing and staying true to the promises I make to people. I leave this board saddened because the desire for change for some of the elected officials around me isn't there. My only hope is that the lack of change doesn't lead to your families being taxed out of your homes in the near future. I've said it before, our assessor's office should be the model for which all the Nunda Township offices should follow. Mark Dezemski makes tough decisions, sometimes goes without, and runs a very streamlined office. He spends monies in his budget like it belongs to somebody else, just as it should. Mark and I don't see eye to eye on everything, but he deserves to be commended on the way he runs that office, both physically and personally and financially. I wish you all the best. My only hope is you try and find your compass of doing the right thing and staying true to promises for your constituents. And to the new guy, Mike, sorry you're having to hear all this. You're new here. There's going to be a learning curve. You walked in with your own 2 legs with a lot of integrity. We have a lot of mutual friends. You have a lot of integrity. When you leave here, walk out with that same integrity. Ask tough questions. Don't rubber stamp anything. Stay true to yourself for all of Nunda, and not just the small group of people in front of you. Do it for all your neighbors and business patrons that are depending on you in Nunda Township. So at the end of this meeting, I'll be turning this in. This is my very vague, formal resignation letter, but it just basically says, good evening, Nunda Township Board, Supervisor Clerk, and Mr. Puma. At the end of this meeting tonight on 9/12/24, I wish to tender my resignation on this board. My family's in the process of moving out of the township, will no longer be residents of Nunda Township very soon. Best.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. I coach basketball, and the hardest things was for me in the last 7 years was to miss basketball for these meetings, and I did it. I mean, I missed 2 meetings in my 7.5 years. 2. And I love to coach basketball. I love to bring kids up and coach them up. It's my favorite thing in life. And now I can say that I can do that without this in my way. That's it.
Very nice.
No, thank you.
Thank you and good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You're missing one. Tim was instrumental in getting the garbage program going. When there used to be 4 to 5 waste haulers running all the roads in here with 54,000 pounds in a circle, he pushed Lee and pushed Lee and pushed Lee, the former supervisor, to get it out for bid. And we ended up doing it. We saved the taxpayers millions of dollars, and the impacts on the roads are far, far less than they ever were, because
Good price.
it's one truck running one road once a week, not about 4 or 5 doing hot laps. So he was instrumental, and he pushed and pushed and pushed and got it done. So I commend him for that. So.
And it's sad because this is like the only time I get to see my brother. For real. I mean, I don't see him at all. And so he had no idea what I was gonna say
No, I
tonight.
didn't. I had no clue.
And this is like, so now I have to find time to see him, and he works crazy hours in the summer, as do I, you know, so it's gonna be a very big challenge to see that, because basketball open gyms start next week, and then I start coaching in November, and it's every night, 7 days a week. So, anyway, all the best to you all.
Any additional new business?
I sent those 2 requests for you for the time off by the, elected officials. And the reason I asked you for that is because somebody from the road district told me that they guarantee Mike has missed almost 60 days this year. That he'd be in New Hampshire or wherever else he goes, but he has not been around daily when it's needed in the road district. He's available by phone, but he's not even in the state of Illinois. And I said, would you have a list like that? And they said, sure. So I asked if you could get a list,
There's no
so we can
list.
compare it, because salaries are coming next, but if you're not in the, even in the state for 60 days a year, why do I owe you more money? Why do I owe you what I owe you? Why don't we make you hourly, part-time? You know, full benefits though, medical, dental, insurance, pension. So, that's why I asked you for what you asked. I'm sure he will not give it to us. I sent an email also to Mark, said, can you give me your days? He's like, absolutely, I can tell you what days. And to go back to what Tim was talking about, I've been trying to go to see Mark and Iris socially, and he's worked every weekend for weeks. I mean, he worked all of Labor Day weekend. Iris, like, he worked 12-hour days, Rob, upstairs getting his books done, because he had to leave to go see his daughter in Arizona. So, but, I mean, like Tim said, since losing, when he got elected in office and didn't replace the assistant deputy at first, he carried that burden for two people, full-timers, for a long, long time, and he does an outstanding job up there. And all that, for years, we said, you're cutting your nails too tight on your budgets, and it's gonna hurt. I mean, I don't know how he pulls it out every year. I mean, he just squeaks it through, so I commend him for that.
Anything else? Any, number 11, any old business?
You got anything going on upstairs?
Just the other side of the house, hopefully before winter, the rot. And painting's, a little bit in the assessor's office. Go ahead, Pete.
Wait, should I
Oh.
follow up on
I
that?
guess.
Hang on.
So you had asked about that covenant that
Yes.
is there. I didn't get a response from the highway commissioner. I did speak with his attorney, who said he was trying to get more information. He thought it was a stormwater requirement that would be this covenant, which sort of makes sense, but I don't see that in the stormwater ordinance. It could have been as part of the approval of the plans. I don't know. I don't think that the supervisor had the authority to enter into that covenant on his own.
I didn't either.
Can we specify it was not the supervisor?
It was not
Right,
Lita,
Right.
for those that,
no,
at that time, it was,
So what's the recourse if it wasn't entered into?
I am waiting for more information, hopefully, because it would seem that this is a covenant relative to, that says that none of these properties all have to be kept together and can't be sold unless, each property comes down to less than 50% impervious. This parcel has, I don't know, 85% probably, if not 90% of lot coverage. Over there, it's really, really high. There's the parcel, I'll call it the Shine parcel, doesn't have a lot of impervious on it. This property that the town hall's on is obviously, has very, no besides the parking lot. So, would they ever be sold? I don't know. The way to undo it is to record something and say it was done without authority, that the town board just repudiates it or abrogates it.
right. They entered in an agreement, the two of them, without board approval. And what it did is it allowed him more pervious land as a
pretty much-
totality.
Yeah, it's pretty
So-
much,
Yeah, so what it does is it jams this building up, you can never add on or change anything here without the road commissioner's consent or the supervisor's office.
I don't know if it would be considered, it's a transfer, and is there adequate reserve property over there? Probably, but I don't know.
Right, because the flats are the garden,
Right.
Leah's office, Mark's office, and then that building, and then now the Shines property's added in there too. So we bought the Shines property with the same assumption that was gonna resolve the problem, but he had already tried to resolve it by grabbing the total township properties and make it communal. So,
So,
if it would have been brought to us at that point that it's an either or,
This was
we
2019,
may have
right?
approved it.
Yeah.
yeah, so I didn't say this, and I meant to. The highway commissioner's attorney says that he thought he was told that this was brought to the board. I don't have any records of receiving this from Lee, to review. I didn't see this. I can't look at the minutes because they're not that far back on
Right.
mine, but, it doesn't seem like,
Right. You've been here as long as Tim and I, and or even
Yeah, well, I
longer.
didn't
It-
most
It
of
never
those.
happened. It
well, I
never-
didn't, I'm not disputing that.
Yeah.
That's what I was like, that would seem like, it makes sense to me.
Right. But it's two different solutions for the same problem. One was,
By the Shetland property
right, and by the Shine property,
and by the Shetland.
which was $280,000 that we probably didn't have to spend.
Well, if you keep putting stuff on it, then you do.
Yeah, and the EPA's visited us over there already, from my understanding, from the guys in the road district.
I don't know.
All right,
So,
so that would,
so I'm hopeful that I get a better
I will update everyone as an update.
explanation. And if I don't, if the board wants, we can have on the next agenda to take a vote, say that we didn't approve this deed restriction and set it out, then we can record it. It's up to you guys.
But what, does that do anything?
Yeah, it voids the agreement.
Does it void the agreement?
I would say it does.
Okay.
And it's not, at the very least, the town board had to approve it. So, yeah, you can do that.
I'll keep you guys posted.
When that property was deeded, when we bought Shine's property, how is it title vested? Is it invested in the name of Nunda Township, or is it vested in the name of the highway department? Do you
I
know?
believe it's the road district.
Yes.
Because he came to us and said, I need that piece of property, otherwise I have to start taking things off our property. They're
But
giant salt
shouldn't,
bins and all that
anything
stuff.
that he does like that, shouldn't that just be title vested
In the township.
in the
Isn't that all the
township?
township property? And the road district doesn't own the property.
Road district can own property.
Oh, but that new property.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm
Right,
thinking
that's what-
existing.
Road
I'm
district
thinking
and road
So
existing.
the closing on the Shine property occurred on May 10, 2019, and this deed restriction is dated July 15, 2019. So,
What do you have that's dated July?
this deed thing, this
The
deed
agreement
restriction,
between Lee and Mike.
yeah. You're gonna ask me-
Mike, we got in trouble for overbuilding the property.
Yeah.
Not curious, and it hasn't stopped.
It's dated
Now that we
July
have Shine
15th, it's
property,
not
we
recorded
can
till
build
October.
concrete pumps.
But that's why I was like, as I'm seeing the October date, I'm like,
We're coming
okay.
out for a new building now too. So
Well,
he
shouldn't it
should-
get approved by the county?
Yeah,
Yeah,
The
that's what I'm
county-
saying, because we just bought more property that
Yeah.
we really didn't need,
Yeah,
so.
but I know you bought it because of the impervious, the percentage that was built on, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
And he also entered an agreement with Lee to grab all this communal property using this equation,
Okay, okay,
which, that's why he's continuing doing what he's doing, when he really shouldn't.
I understand,
Get the
so,
focus a little, will you?
yeah. Okay,
Alright, I will keep, as Scott get information.
Yes, please.
I won't get a chance to speak or vote on that, seeing how I'm out of here, but I would hope this board would look at how that agreement handcuffs future generations of Nunda Township.
Yeah.
I would hope you would all look at that and definitely give it a look, because you're handcuffing all three properties together. It's wrong,
Yeah.
especially if it didn't have board approval. So
Exactly.
hopefully you guys will engage that.
All right, number 12, public comment, 3 minutes. He's not gonna be able to
With
handle
all
the
the,
3 minutes.
not owning, what is the, not doing owning property,
You
I don't know if
need,
we
you
have
need
any
to
chance
state
here.
your name and your address for our clerk,
Okay,
please.
Tutus, 3716 Pleasant Hill, border, Anita Sherwood, Park.
I'm sorry, how do you spell your last name?
Yeah, Tousis.
Thank you.
36 years, the same, I was the original one over there. When Lad was building, I bought the lot, and then he built my house. And he promised that this was gonna be a nice park, swings, soccer fields did go on there. We did play with my kids and teams and everything, so they were there. And there was, they did put in the, walk, what is it, walk path? or what is it? Trails, that's what it was, thank you. This is my new neighbor. And, people were using them, as far as I know, I've seen people using them, but, it's, this swamp grass, I call it swamp grass, there is a name for it. It's taken over everywhere here. And I talked to McHenry County, he says, man, that's invasive, we wanna get rid of that stuff. And the other one is the bush, buckthorn, thank you. That's another one, we have to be pulling out of, tree, and planters and all that stuff, I mean, it's, but we're managing, and, the neighbors are helping out, mowing, the area. And, we would like to see a little action from you guys to, because, you know, we need to see it, nice and green, at least some places.
What's the primary need you need in there, Pete, from the township?
Yeah,
You believe?
I believe, you know, one tractor with that, what do you call it?
Brush hog?
Bush hog behind, and just drive it around, you know, and open those, trails, yes.
How many acres over there do you think that we own?
You own all of it.
I know, but I had no idea that,
It goes all the way to Edgewood.
no kidding. So it comes
I
right
don't know
around
the
behind
actual
the springs
acres.
there and dumps out onto Edgewood?
It's in the middle of the creek, where,
It goes from
the
like.
sod farm was on the other
Pleasant
side.
Hill,
Everything was all
right.
sod farm, by the way. And
That's a
Lad
big, I
bought,
went and walked it.
bought it,
It's awesome.
so he has to, when he did the subdivision, he had to give a park, and he did, and give it to you guys.
The unbuildable land.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it was really nice of
It's
them.
ones they also get school, same thing.
Yeah.
We gave you this.
So,
So have you maintained it all 36 years?
yeah, all our neighbors, this is the new neighbors, they just moved in there, and,
There was a park for a while. I don't think you maintained it then, Pete, did you?
no, we let it go because I didn't have,
I'm sure it was maintained by the township at one point.
And we just lost track of it.
no, it hasn't been maintained for a long time.
No, it hasn't. I'm
But
telling you,
it started
I went to
out,
my
it started out
office.
You
maintained
had no
good.
idea, yeah.
It started out was maintained beautifully, and then, I don't know what happened, I was too busy with other stuff, so I didn't, we didn't, I don't know why we didn't, we just, all the neighbors, but they're all moving out now, so we're only 3 or 4 of us, the original.
So are we gonna take it back over?
Well,
Well, that's
Well, we've been talking.
yeah, we've been talking, see what.
I mean, I don't think it's fair that the neighbors are cutting our park.
No, I don't either.
There's also I'm not gonna use my word, Pete, swampy issue. It's very wet back there.
No, I've been
Well,
out there from spring. There is some places we do need a culvert, But, and then I asked, we gotta find where the old drainage ditches and open them up, because they haven't been open for 30 years.
No, dried out.
I don't know, the day I was there, it was very,
The South people, they used to mow there all the time. You're almost, and pick up sod year-round, So it's not just, it is moist, after winter, in the spring, but they used to run their tractors on it.
yeah, I'm not even sure which.
Who do you
stores
think
go.
used to mow it? Do you think
Well, their
you guessed?
tractors are like a big turf tires on it too, they probably do a little better
Yeah,
in wet conditions.
when it was Dvorak or
Yeah,
Topsoil?
they had the zero turns. I remember the lady used to do it, he hired his wife, I think, at that time. She used to do it, planted flowers and maintain it for, I don't know how long, but that's how it started. I remember, and the older men used to be out there too, when it started, he used to do the zero turn also. And then they all quit or something, and then the big tractors, I think, came in for a while. I don't recall, my kids grew up and we didn't need the soccer fields anymore, so, but they used it a lot. They used it for all kinds. They were having paintball things out there, lots of times. And I can't remember what other activities they used to have.
Okay.
But
Can
all the neighbor kids used it because now they're older, obvious.
Yeah, but there's some new ones.
Yeah, there's the new ones coming on, yes, there's the new ones,
You've been out there much.
yeah.
That's a big job. Thank you.
Can we explore some options, maybe with your help also?
Yeah.
Reaching out to the conservation department or even,
Yeah.
it's close enough that this Lake Park District
Where's the creek and the.
stops right there at the backside of Prairie.
Yeah,
Prairie Ridge.
I'm sure Crystal Lake's not gonna pick it up because they're not,
Well,
they're
the
this,
dam water.
Right.
But the conservation might do it, or
Sure.
turn it back to rent it to the
Side farm.
sod farm, they'll love it,
Right.
they'll,
You'll have a beautiful.
oh, they'll
turf
love
area.
that, because they used to harvest some beautiful sod out of there.
Well, there's gotta be a reason why they gave it to us.
Because Lad needed a area to put to donate a park, because, every subdivision's gotta have a park, donation, plus impact fees and all that stuff. So, that was a fast,
That's right.
yes,
Said you're right, yep.
Okay, so you have to come back next meeting again too now.
it looks that way. Yeah, we're not looking for more, he does a lot of the parking area, he mows, helps what's his name? Anyway,
The trails.
and he does a lot of the trails, and Switzer does a lot of the trails. Gentleman, Steve Switzer, and Steve Notaro, he does
We
it.
did get Pete some grass seed. that
Yes,
he
oh, yeah,
requested
so we can put, yeah.
To stop some of that.
Exactly, that wild,
The invasive.
if you cover it with grass, that seems like the, swamp grass doesn't wanna, grow where the grass is. So I cleared a lot of the area out, with swamp grass, because it was coming in my property. And it seems like it's working over there, so.
Good. We need to do some work. Some,
So, keep it in mind, we got you own a park, I think it's good. There's a lot of activities now, I've seen that pickleball is very popular, maybe we can do something, that other parks don't have. I'm sure they'll use it if we just,
build it, they will come.
there you go, thank you, yes, for sure.
Right, we talked about it.
And we don't have to do the whole thing, just the center, do the center of there, what used to be, all the soccer fields and a lot of activities, a lot of football practice, little guys used to practice there. What's the other one with the, where they catch it with a?
Lacrosse.
Lacrosse, they used to do a lot of lacrosse over there. So we just maintain that front, open that drainage ditch right in the middle, so the water, instead of coming the other way, we'll put it right in that center, all that drain. And, I think, you know, with little money, we can do this and maintain it as a park instead of, I like to see it as a park like it used to be. Well, not the whole thing, obvious, you know, obvious costs money to do the whole thing, but, at least in the center, you know, right into the
Where
parking,
we've talked.
maintain that, you know. The only thing I think, the only thing mandatory is you gotta buy one of those 40, I think he's got them, right? He's got
Got my
40s.
what?
40,
Oh,
you have to have that
yeah, I know.
there, and just have one of the sewer guys
Right.
pick
We
it
gotta
up.
find the funding if this is the direction we're gonna go, because, you know, you're talking something that probably hasn't really been worked on for 15,
Well,
20 years.
she still has a guy, right, guy mowing over there in
Right,
front.
I'm just saying we don't have it budgeted for that service to be done.
Right.
You know, and over the last 4 terms or 3 terms we've been here, we've been cutting it tighter and tighter and tighter, and then any surplus we have, we've been giving back to the taxpayers.
Ah, yes.
So now you're saying,
You're
not
doing
so,
good. I
don't
gotta
give
admit,
back
you
so
guys
much,
are
Rob,
doing
we, you know,
You're doing good.
that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
impressed.
Let's look into the conservation department and see if they have any interest in it, or if they have any grant money that we can apply for the maintenance of it. Because it's a watershed,
It is a watershed.
Yeah.
so.
Well, like I said, they were harvesting grass, so,
Right.
you know, and, look at the golf guy, you know, Prairie Grove said, yeah, we'll take them on, they're getting a lot of taxes out of the golf thing over there, and that's the same land. They built it up, put it even, I thought they were gonna tie in with a sewer, no, they made, septic. They built it up and made septic out of it, so, and they're making money, and Prairie Grove is making, lots of money off of it. They bought it from the grass people.
Right.
I will keep researching.
Yeah, we'll reach out to the county and see if they can't find some love for us where we can find grant money, or
Yeah,
if anybody, if the
know.
conservation department wants a piece of property like that, or whatever, I don't know.
I'm,
I don't want any more parks.
I hear you. It was there though, it was there for
I
a long
understand.
time, you know, and it was beautiful when it started out, but something went wrong. And-
I was in high school eating at the
And
Crystal
they're
Palace,
loving it.
2 in the morning.
His kids are out there all the time. What'd you find, a spring the other day? He found a little spring, you know? Besides, you know, they can play out there, you know, and he's gonna have kids eventually, you know?
Pete, you wanna buy it from us?
No, he wants to work for us, so.
Yeah, as a matter of
On
fact,
that
I'm
note.
retired, I'm gonna
Minutes
come and
are
work
up.
for you.
Yeah. All right,
And it won't cost you that much.
we'll keep talking and we'll
All right.
keep researching. Thank you for
You're
coming.
welcome. You wanna say anything, or?
You covered it.
You wanna
Thanks.
say anything?
Thank you all for coming. We
Okay.
appreciate
Well,
it.
please, tell them where you're at, or your name.
Okay, sure. My name is Jeff Baldwin. I live next door, 3712 Pleasant Hill Court. And I've been there 2.5 years. And,
He's helping out.
yeah, it's helping on. And I have 3 boys and a girl, and yeah, my 10-year-old's already starting to help out, so.
Thank
We
you.
want me to do all the work.
Yeah,
We
thank you,
appreciate
thank you.
it, thank you.
I'm Jason Marvin, live at 3720, also the next door neighbor. Wife and I moved in 2021, just, you know, cutting grass.
And he's mowing that, the area, the parking area,
We appreciate it. We
do.
appreciate you
Thank
bringing it to
you.
our attention.
because we wanna see it nicely, you know, that's the thing. It was nice years ago. I had pictures, you know, if you guys wanna see pictures of it. I have pictures, you know, the kids playing and how beautiful it was, all Kentucky blue
I
grass over
have
there.
pictures of it too.
Okay. The only thing I wanna know is where that center drainage.
I know.
We need to find out where that is, so maybe we can direct some of the water into that center.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
All
Thank
right.
all of you for coming.
Yeah, we appreciate
It's
it.
really quiet here a lot.
So number 13, we are going to move to executive session to discuss pending litigation. So you guys are done.
You go, okay, thank you.
Or motion to move into executive session.
Motion.
Second,
Thank you.
all in favor?
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Thank you.
Aye. Roll call
Oh.
to move.
Tim Parrish,
Yes.
Rob Parrish,
Yes.
Mike Riddell,
Yes.
Karen Tynan,
Yes.
David Green.
Yes, motion carries.